Okay, so hi. So today we're doing an interview with my good friend, Caroline Cruz. She's here by me in the Chicago area. And so we're just going to get the most information. We're going to pick her brain a little bit about her modalities and her awakening and stuff like that. So let's start. So welcome, Caroline.
Thank you for having me, Donna. So nice of you.
Good to see you too. Okay, so why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, Caroline?
Yes, so first of all, I'm a mother. I'm very busy, but I do make time for the spiritual side. So I have many modalities that I use, which I will go into. Actually, first of all, I will say that my main focus is on healing all aspects of self, so spiritual, mental, emotional. And I work with all my clairs. I use Reiki, crystals. I will do past life regression. Whatever needs to be done to make the person feel better, readings, etc.
Okay, so what do you feel is you don't have to go into all your clairs if you don't want to, but what do you feel is your dominant clair?
It really comes out with the person, so it could be any of them. There isn't one particular one. Okay. It could be any. Whatever works with that person, and there may be a couple of things, yeah.
I did not know that. That's
Yeah.
New. You have grown since
Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. Awesome for you.
Thank you.
And awesome for everybody else too.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, so anything else you want to say about your modalities?
No, I think I covered it. It's just the basics. I will work with you on diet and stuff. I do have a book, Vegetarian, working with the chakras, things like that too. Essential oils. So yeah, whatever needs to be done. Yes.
You know, we got to talk because I run up and down the stairs 1,000 times a day, take the dog out for a walk, do an hour on the treadmill, and I'm still fat, and I don't eat that much, so something's wrong. All right.
Something's blocked one of your chakras.
Has to be. It has to be that, girl. It has to be. Okay. So do you want to tell us a little bit about what your awakening was like, or what started your awakening and led you to this point?
It's been a long journey, I will say that, and it's been very hard. I'm not going to say any healing is easy, because it's not. It's actually very painful. It's very traumatic. Yes, and just everything that I've been through has brought me to where I am, though, so that I am able to help others heal. And I think because of what I've been through, they feel very comfortable with me opening up. And trust is like a huge issue for a lot of people. So that's one of the things I'm very proud of with myself, is being able to help people open up, especially the heart area. So, yes.
So that's very common. I have found with people who do healing work of any kind is that we're all like running around wounded warriors, basically. We were wounded, we healed, we grew from it. Now we're helping others get through it. I find that interesting and totally awesome.
Yes, because I actually think something happens that it changes your DNA, that you actually are then able to give it to that person because you've been through it and recovered from it.
So sorry, at what point or when did you realize, when did the awakening start? So there seems to be always that one big trigger where you like, oh.
I would say mine was probably about 10 years ago, but not really knowing at the time. But
Right.
that was the first time I had actually prayed for my life. And I think it didn't happen straight away. It was gradually. So, yeah.
Okay. And so, um, so how should I ask this? So you had, without, you don't really have to go into detail, but from what I'm getting from that, you had an extremely traumatic event happen in your life.
Yes. Yes. I've had
Okay.
many, but
Pardon?
that particularly, I've had many.
Yeah.
And I think that particular one, I've suffered with depression, panic attacks, all kinds of things like that. But that was a very abusive type situation. So, yes.
And when did you become aware of the beginning opening, or the consciousness or the conscious awareness of your clairs, that, there's more to this 3D than what we thought?
I actually, when I was younger, I actually was clairvoyant, and
Mhm.
I didn't know, and it actually scared me. So I kind of shoved everything away. But it wasn't until I started meditating that the clairs started to open up and got stronger. And then I
Mhm.
worked on them one at a time.
And so you say that the clairvoyance scared you, which it would any child or any person for that matter. So what was it that caused you to give up the fear? Was it the meditation showed you, or how did that work? How did you
It was
develop that?
it was a combination of things. I would say my main thing was through prayer, and I started to get answers kind of that way too.
Hmm.
I'd actually see things, and I would see things in meditation.
Okay, the same things or different things?
Different things.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. And so in meditation, did that kind of help you with your fear because it was in meditation, or?
It helped me with some of the fear, yes, but a lot of it I had to do myself. Also, was just forcing myself to face my fears. So just pushing through it, regardless what was going on and how I felt. So, yeah.
Okay, so how did you come to the realization that you weren't totally insane seeing stuff, that it was in actuality clairvoyance? How did you figure that out?
Because there's a difference with it being, it's not like you're actually seeing someone physically there, it's actually in your mind.
Okay.
And my thing was, I thought when I was younger, they were very physical and that they could reach out and touch me and things like that, which,
Okay.
which doesn't happen, yes.
Yeah. Okay. And so then when you became an adult, you're saying that you saw it more in your brain, not like right in front of you.
Yes, yes. But I have also, not very often, but I have seen, I would just say like shadowy type things, not full blown
Yeah.
things.
I don't know. It's, it manifests to me in like a fog. So it's like I'm walking. If I walk down the stairs, I'll walk in and the room will be like smoky, and I'm not smoking. And then in that smoke will materialize a shape of some
Yeah,
kind. Is that how
yeah.
that happens to
And
you?
they tend to be a little bit big also.
Hmm.
They're very big, if that does happen, yeah. But most of the time it's just here that I'm seeing some things. So, yeah.
Okay. And so during this 10-year journey,
Mm-hmm.
um, what, like, okay, so you realize through meditation, what made you decide to take it even further, to, seeking knowledge, or?
I felt like I really didn't have a choice in it. I just kind of, it just kept pulling me along that path. No matter what it was I was doing, it would always end up being the spiritual side of things, no matter what it was. It didn't matter whether it was reading cards or whatever. I'd try and stop no, and then, oh, look at this deck, isn't this pretty? And then it would be back into that. So it's been like that always. And I was the one that didn't listen. I didn't follow my intuition, which led to a whole bunch of problems. So yeah. And that's one of the things that I teach, is how to follow your intuition, because it's like God's voice for you, basically.
I concur, because I don't even want to go into detail because it doesn't matter, but
Yeah.
you are so right. That intuition is, I knew so many times, don't go left, go right. And I went, no, talked myself out of it, went left. And, I'm like, after the fact, you're like, shit, I should have gone right.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I knew I shouldn't have done that. Why did I do that? So when you surrender to it.
Yes.
And, say, okay, I'm going to pay attention and see if this works.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I totally agree with you. Makes life so much easier, doesn't it? So much better,
Oh,
less.
absolutely. Yes, it takes all the guesswork out.
So, right, exactly. So what is your intention for your healing practice and all that entails?
Well, my thing is, that was one of the things, is to get people to heal themselves and know that they are being healed. And how do they know? Is following their intuition, to make the right choices in life, so they don't keep falling into the same patterns, picking the wrong thing, the wrong people, making the wrong choices. So that's one of the strengths I think I have, is helping. And I do that. I mentor people one-on-one if they want that, so they can have a better life for themselves.
Awesome.
On
Awesome.
every level.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. So, is there, we don't want this, to go too long, but if there was one piece of advice that you could give people who are going through the awakening process and all the vibrational upgrades that are so hard, and what would be your advice?
My thing is I think the number one thing is just not be afraid of it, is to not be afraid and just let go. It's when we fight it that it causes a lot of problems. So just give in with the ebb and flow of it. And basically that's what you have to do. And it's not going to lead you astray. It's you can trust it.
No, and here's a real quick example. I just had this a few days ago. For a couple of weeks, I was just I shouldn't say oops. Just mad. I mean, mad about something. And, I kept talking in my head to the guides, to the higher self, to whoever wanted to listen. I was just whining and whining and whining. I am never going to learn this lesson. I don't care. No matter what you do, I'm not going to get over this. I'm going to be mad at this every time it shows up in my face. And then finally I said, all right. I just got tired of being mad. I was like, all right. Let's let this go. Let's get rid of this. Yeah. And, went, meditated, prayed on it, woke up in the morning, happened again the next day, and no trigger. You know what I mean? Okay. Just let it go. Let it go.
Yeah.
It's awesome. All right. Well, Carolyn, we will, I'd like to do another interview in a few weeks about, past life regression and hypnosis, if you're interested.
Okay.
Otherwise, I want to thank you so much for your time.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me again. I just want to say that if, I know you're going to put a link down there, but if anybody wants to reach out, if they have any questions even, you can go to carolinecruz.net and just, any questions I'll answer.
That's Cruz, C-R-U-Z.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. I'll put the link in the description, in the video description. All right. Thank you all for your time. Thanks. Bye.
Bye.